Since 2022, there has been a marked reduction in France's military presence in Africa. This process began with the termination of military cooperation in Mali, followed by the closure of French bases in Burkina Faso and Niger. More recently, Chad and Ivory Coast have taken steps to ensure the full withdrawal of French troops. Chad's president, Mahamat Idriss Déby Itno, announced that French forces would leave the country by 31st January 2025. Similarly, the leaders of Senegal and Ivory Coast have expressed their determination to end the presence of foreign troops within their borders. Paris-based journalist and strategy expert Leslie Varenne has described France's withdrawal from Africa as a defeat. She argues that the Barkhane operation in the Sahel region failed to meet its objectives and that France was unable to ensure security in the area. Varenne also highlights that political coups in several African countries have hastened this process.
Oui, parce que je crois que Emmanuel Macron est un président.
I believe Emmanuel Macron is a president who manages international relations in much the same way as he governs the country, that is, in a rather authoritarian manner. He makes decisions on his own, does not measure the difficulty of complex situations, does not consult those who understand the issues well, and take authoritarian steps, even with his African counterparts. This approach has had significant consequences. We saw it again with Chad's unexpected decision to cancel its cooperation agreement with France. Authoritarianism no longer works anywhere in the world, particularly in Africa and the Middle East. French diplomacy has always regarded itself as representing an indispensable country, but this perspective has shifted in recent years.
France now plans to maintain its military presence exclusively in Djibouti, where 1,500 troops are stationed. This base holds strategic importance in East Africa. President Emmanuel Macron has announced that the Djibouti base will serve as a projection point for France's overseas operations. Across Africa, leaders are making increasingly autonomous decisions, reshaping their priorities for regional security and development. The withdrawal of French forces has enabled many nations to craft their own national strategies. As African nations strengthen partnerships with new allies, French influence in the region continues to decline. A prominent opposition figure in France, Jean-Luc Mélenchon, has urged the government to move beyond its colonial past and establish a new model for relations with Africa. This approach seeks to build partnerships based on mutual respect, embodying a forward-looking vision for France's engagement with the continent.